How's it going, y'all? Aaron Smith here, about to do a bicycle ride. So I parked here at the Wolf Den, popular restaurant here in Gainesville. And so I've got my road bike today. This is it. I call it a road bike. It's actually a hybrid. Has 32 centimeter tires in the front, 700 tires. But it's a good bicycle for riding on roads like we're about to go on today. Got my artificial leg right here. And it locks out with this pin. And when I pull the pin out, it goes into free swing. So I'm gonna put that pin right here in my fuel bag with my keys and other stuff that I need. But yeah, this ride should be about 30 miles long by the time we're done. So let's get started. Let's get on the bike. I'm gonna put the helmet on my head. We are off. Rocking and rolling. Got a pretty good wind. There's no shelter from the wind out here in this area. Gainesville's kind of down in a bowl, a low point off to our left. It doesn't get the wind like we're gonna get out here. We're going to the right. That wind's coming more out of the east than it is out of the south. So it's helping us right now a little bit. We've got it's mainly a crosswind, I don't know. Yeah, it's a headwind still, but we've got smooth road. We're climbing.
Better go faster than
Oh
that,
shit! I was like, what in the hell?
How are you, man?
Good, good. How are you doing?
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Huh? So are you? Well, at least you can see them coming.
I just came over to see you.
Okay. That's Tony Avila. So I can ride against the flow, but I can also ride with the flow. That's recommended normally. And that's what I'm gonna do coming up over this hill, because I don't want to meet somebody in the other lane right at the top of that hill or right on this side of it as I'm struggling to make it up. the hill. I can look back, see who's coming. There's nobody coming. You got to do it safest for your individual situation. I've got to really spin and struggle my way up this hill. Focus on getting up the hill, going slow, not really going at a, well, I've got a big cement truck coming up from behind me, so this is a dangerous situation, because let's say he makes it to right where I am, which he will soon. Let's say he makes it here before I top the hill. Well, somebody could fly over the hill and have a head-on collision with him as he's coming around me, or worse yet, he runs into me to avoid that collision. So he's back there. We're making it to the top of the hill. I can see over this hill. So now I'm gonna get over here so he doesn't have to swing out and risk oncoming traffic. So he can stay in his lane. Now I see Tony up ahead. This guy's riding right on the edge. No room for Tony up there, so hopefully he'll get on over like he's supposed to. Which I'm sure he will. Pretty area. A lot of grass out this way. It's open pasture. All right, I'm gonna get over here for this car because nobody's coming from behind. At some point, Tony's gonna come right back by here because he turns around and comes back the same way he comes. So we'll get to say hello to him, but he's going to be going about 20 miles an hour. So he's going to pass really fast. I'm going about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So that'll be a fast exchange, you know, just going by at at least 30 miles an hour, 35, maybe 40 miles an hour.
There you go.
Hey Tony, how are you doing today?
Sorry to startle you earlier.
That's okay. I'm glad you did. I'd rather you do that than just ride on by and not say anything. So good to see you. So you're averaging about 20 miles an hour these days.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
To get up there.
Yeah, well.
Today's a short one. I'm just gonna turn around here and head back home. I got some things to do. So.
Yeah, I probably should do that, but my plan is to go up to the next road, turn left, and then go into Era and come back. So
you at least have a tailwind home.
Yeah, but I'll have a headwind going from there to there. So
yeah.
It's going to be my longest ride thus far since the broken leg, an trimalleolar ankle fracture. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have full range of motion yet, but it's coming. I just gotta.
You only gotta go in a circle.
Yeah, well, I just gotta hope that. I don't know, I've got so much metal in there, it just scares me, but it's starting to feel better. At first it felt like I had just shrapnel that wanted to be removed, you know, all the nerves around it were screaming at me. It's getting better, but I think I'll always notice it's there and always be irritated by it if I don't have it taken out, so I'll probably end up having it taken out. Yeah, this is a nice smooth road, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the road of choice for me, that's for sure. I like the crosswind, but...
What size tires do you have?
725s.
25s? These are 32s,
They're
so...
pretty narrow, I mean...
What pressure do you run in them?
100.
Okay.
Right in, I get close.
Yeah. I do 70 to 80, so... But still, that chip seal's so rough. I'm thinking about getting a Brooks Flyer saddle.
It's so rough. I mean, They just right over there by the college. Right
Yes. I'm going to be riding that all the way from here to Gainesville.
They did such a great thing and repaved it. It was fine the way it was.
Yeah, I've been extremely irritated by that, but I've read up on it, and chip seal is a cheaper. It's like a tenth of as expensive as repaving it, and it extends the life by I forgot how many years. Yeah, it's perfect. So, but yeah, I don't want to get attached to it because there've been so many awesome roads like this that have been chip sealed over. So
yeah, it makes for a rough ride. Yeah, it's nice all the way down towards Munster. Usually I just go about 17 and a half, I think, is where I go, and then I turn around here. So I know I can go on the 2 hours.
Yeah, all these windmills, they weren't here the last time I was out here. It's been a long time.
These up in the last couple months. They've been slapping them together.
Yeah.
There's probably at least 9 extra new ones that I just...
Yeah, the last time I was here, they were building the foundations for them, and yeah, they're over there to the left too. Wow.
And there's rock hollers. They were running in and out of there, but they're kind of settled down now. They've got everything set up.
Yeah. Well,
there's not a whole lot of traffic, so that's good.
Yeah, I go against the flow or with the flow, depending on what I feel like suits my needs. And the way I've really studied the law, and I've had officers stop me, and I explain to them what I've researched. And from what I understand, like if you get on a sidewalk on a bicycle, then you are like a pedestrian. You have to yield to people on foot, but you're allowed you have just as much right to be on the sidewalk as a pedestrian. And so my train of logic is if there's not a sidewalk and you don't have the option, you can follow pedestrian law. But that's for any cyclist. I feel like that's true for any cyclist. But personally, this is a federally protected mobility device. If I claim it like a wheelchair, it's got almost as much federal protection as a wheelchair. Pedestrian law is that you're supposed to go against the flow, walk against the flow.
Right.
And so since I'm going so slow and I do have a mobility disability, I do claim it as...
You can get away with it.
Exactly, I can get away with it and say, look, it's my mobility device, I have to. But really what I do is I go back and forth depending on what I feel is safest for my situation. But when that guy hit me or ran me off the road, I was on the correct side, you know, as if I was a motorist, and he came across and ran me into the ditch, and he would have... I was going at night. It was dark, about 9 o'clock, and I see this shadow weaving back and forth. And I realized it's a van, a dark van. And so I got over as far to the right as I could, and then he came over into on the other side, right at me, accelerated, turned his blinker on like he was gonna turn into me. Then there's no road, and then so I had to bail in the ditch immediately. So that's how it happened. I broke it.
I saw Charles said it was a cast. The guy had this clip on the bottom of his cast so he could still ride.
Oh. Yeah, that's funny. Well, I'm not clipping in at all for now, just because I don't have as much range of motion. I've never used clipless pedals because I wear a size 17.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part.
Shoe. I just can't find cycling.
I'm a 14, and it's hard to find 14. So.
Yeah, I could find basketball shoes, but I can't find cycling shoes. And what I had was this strap on here, which is easy to pull out real fast, but because that guy ran me off so quickly, I wasn't able to undo myself. And so I feel like if I had clipless pedals like that, I would have been okay, because when it twisted, it would have come right out. But because it was that strap, it stayed on and just wrenched it. It almost twisted my foot right off. And so if I do anything in the future, it'll be clipping in like that, but I've got to get the shoes and the pedals.
It's handy. It's
yeah.
People always say, well, I don't really like that, as opposed to the old school. I said, the old school was, the leather strap around there. It's like, yeah, but to get your foot out, you got to unbuckle it. Whereas this, you just pop right out.
Yeah, if I feel safe doing it, then I will. And that sounds like it would. How fast can you pop out? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's way safer than the strap I had on it.
Yeah.
The strap I had to pull back, and I didn't have time to do that. And when I went in the ditch,
you can get out
bam,
of it.
just wrenched.
That's what I like about that style.
And there's probably a company that makes big cycling shoes.
Yeah, well, I've been researching on the internet.
These are road ones. I have some mountain bike looking ones with a heel on them that you can walk it a little easier in. these are all
Yeah,
smooth on the
yeah, that's what I've read too. So those are no, those look like SPD.
Yeah,
those
they
are
are, but they're road
the
shoes.
Okay.
There's no real feel on them.
Okay, so you
You're
actually,
walking on the cleat.
if you had mountain bike shoes, you could have it recessed in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a
Yeah.
little better for walking around. I wasn't intending on walking with them.
That's neat. You can put SPDs on
Road shoes.
road shoes. Okay, I didn't know that.
I didn't need it until I got them. I was going to get new pedals. And I was like, oh, I don't need to. Cool. So, I have
Yeah.
both shoes.
From what I've talked to people, SPDs are the way to go instead of the big road cleats.
These,
But,
I've had
you know,
the same cleats
Yeah.
for 2 years now.
yeah. For now, I'm just going to do this while I know it's safe. And
Heck yeah. Yeah.
just, I don't go quite as fast, but
I'm trying to get your foot out. And all
it
that
yeah, it's like physical therapy too. I can, you know, I'm trying to. I've skipped the physical therapy that the doctor recommended me get, and just been riding the bike and using that, and you know, walking through creek beds and trying to really just, you know, use the trekking poles as I walk and not overdo it, but stretch it out a little more every time, because it was just stuck, because it had to be stationary for over 6 weeks, and then all the scar tissue healed in, so it's hard to get that range of motion back, and the bike is
Yeah,
helping
good
me
progress
a
though,
lot.
man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Especially if you're wheeling way out here in the boonies.
Yeah, well, I had to put my mountain bike in the shop to get it fixed. Well, it just, you know, it's been over 6 months since I bought the service warranty and brought it in. So every 6 months I bring it in for a tune-up.
Yeah.
And at the bike shop there, you can buy a 6-month warranty on your bike. I think it's only on bikes that they sell you. I don't know if you can do that or not, but whatever goes wrong in a 6-month period, they just fix it if you buy that warranty.
I take mine in every year and get it tuned up. Like,
Yeah,
I clean it all the time.
yeah,
Sure it's-
I do too, but I take it twice a year for the tune-up, so that's where it's at now.
The last time I went, I had some rims. They were like those bone checkers right there.
I saw the picture that they broke.
The
They were cracking right there where the spokes
were
were.
pulled through.
Yeah.
about 5
Yeah,
places.
seeing those pictures of your rims has caused me to inspect mine more,
Yeah, it's good to look at them.
because I've broken some spokes in the back on both bikes. I broke a lot of spokes, so I'm thinking of getting a seat just like this one,
Yeah.
with springs on it, so
Oh, okay.
it'll take the edge off some of these bumps on the gravel roads,
Yeah,
potholes
when you're
out
on the
there,
gravel for sure.
or the chip seal.
Yeah, the good news is you got a nice smooth road from here to, what is it, back to Era.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Just from Era home. At least
Exactly.
tailwind to push
Exactly.
through.
So I better get going. It's good talking to you. I videotaped this conversation. Is it okay with you if I post it?
Yeah,
Include it in
sure.
my. It's okay if it's okay with you. Then I might. I don't know if I'm going to have enough battery to get through this whole ride. That's another thing I've decided
You
for
can
my
edit it
personal.
down.
Yeah, exactly. So with personal safety, I'd like to have one on the back and one right here too, and one on my helmet. 3 of them, but
So you don't have the, yeah, he said, she said,
yeah. But you're a.
and the guy runs you out on the
You're a photographer, you know more than I do. So what I planned on doing is I taped a little extra charger on here to give me extra battery life. It should have 2.5, 3 hours, but a GoPro, is that how it works? You just put a battery, as much battery as it has, it can just go continuously the whole
I
time?
hadn't
or-
tried one. I
Okay.
saw the little battery up top of your head. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, so it allows it to go an extra hour and a half. But the problem, when the guy ran me off the road, he told the police officers that he was riding on the right side. He said he had his lights on.
Yeah.
He said I just fell over and he stopped to help me. And the police were like, well, Aaron, you need to put a GoPro on, because
Yeah.
it's his word against yours. So
My guess, they'll probably come flying up behind me and pick me off, and I won't know
Yeah.
if they hit me.
yeah, well, you got to think about your responsibilities to the world, your family, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's great out here until something like that happens. You're like, well, now I'm stuck in bed, unable to do anything. It sucks. But I spent 1.5 years because of this, so that gave me the patience to spend 6 weeks out.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
10
is
weeks.
enough. 10
Yeah.
weeks. is enough.
Yeah. So it was I guess 8 weeks. 2 weeks after the accident was the surgery. 18 days, and then 6 weeks, and then start bearing weight, gradually getting better every day. So.
Keep pushing.
But yeah, do you have a mirror anywhere to see people coming up from behind you, or you just look back? Okay, well,
I can usually hear them.
I've had so many people come at me head on and just veer at me trying to scare me, but I've had people just texting and totally be unaware. I had one person on on Burn City Road came onto the big shoulder at me, and I had to get up in the grass. And if you don't see that coming, boy, it could get you. But it wouldn't be coming as fast.
I haven't had any trouble out here.
Yeah.
They give me plenty of room. So.
Yeah, well,
So that's why I'll
hope it
continue
stays
to
that.
ride it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll not mess with success, but just keep in mind everything that could go wrong
Yeah.
eventually will go wrong. So run those scenarios through your head.
We're only about 10 miles from the house right now. So
Yeah.
we'll be home.
Okay, well, I better get going. Or
35 minutes.
yeah, it'll be a lot longer for me.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a trek.
Yep.
Pun intended.
All right, well, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Be safe out there.
You too. Bye-bye.
At least you got a downhill coming.
Oh, man. I didn't gear it down enough before I stopped. Yeah. All right, we'll see you later. Yeah. Cool. See you later. See you later. See you later. Yep. There goes Tony. He is, I guess, the #1 photographer in Gainesville. I don't really hear about any other photographers. Matt Matthews used to be the big photographer. Now it's Tony Avila. Avila. Well, we got some wind. It's a headwind now, right now, boy, but it's also mainly a crosswind. So when we turn left, we're gonna really be fighting into it, really fighting into that wind. Man, if there's one thing I would have done differently for this ride, it would have been to bring my 2 bottles of water. I made 2 bottles of water, and I just forgot them. I left them at home, so now I don't have them. Typical rookie error. Not that I'm a rookie, but coming back from such a long hiatus from the injury, certain things that I just became forgetful about. Bringing enough water for this ride was one of those things.